because they might be going through some really shitty stuff and you support them through that, but are you good? We're having a really serious chat here.
I don't want to talk.
Breaking Beige is the journey of three 30-something mums trying to figure out who the hell they are post-babies. We can't be the only ones who feel like this. Who the fuck are we now? Just a mamas wearing thin. We want more. Finding our strengths, ditching the activewear and washing our hair. This is the journey of how we will gain our self-worth back and inspire you to do the same. Break the beige. Be a hot bitch.
I don't want to talk.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hey,
It's a night one. We've got gin.
It's not lemon, those delicious lemon drinks you normally make.
Oh no, I do. We do
it's not
normally
warm.
have like a cup of yummy lemon drink, and
it's
today
not that.
it's lemon with gin.
But we wanted to do a cute little episode at night because it's school holidays. We're all busy during the day,
We are.
much like everybody listening. And by the time
Absolutely.
everybody listens to this episode, the school holidays will be over.
That's right.
So everyone will be ready for a well-deserved gin and listen to us while
So-
we're on them.
It will be officially Thursday morning
Yeah.
when you hear this. Pour a gin.
Pour a gin,
Pour
10
a gin.
a.m. Just do it.
You have
9:15, mate. Get
Three.
that drop off done.
3 full blessings here, I think it's safe to say.
It was really funny because when we started recording this, a girl that we know in the village just said to us, and she knows who she is, she said to us, I'm so pleased you're not doing like wines while you're doing it and being
my
all
friend
like
said that to me.
cheesy. And I was like,
It's on its way. It's coming.
It's one of the first things that my friend said to me. I'm so glad you're not being basic bitches with like a glass of wine. I'm like, that's gonna come soon. And here we are.
we are basic bitches.
I'm
So
into it. I'm into it.
no shame.
Have another cracker, Sam. Have another cracker.
Babes,
Wow.
chill on the platter, babes.
We started that episode off really, really well.
Yeah,
We're off to
so
a cracker start. And then
cut
Sam
and
was
start.
like, oh, the SD card's full. Start again.
Guys,
Tonight
you
was
was
like,
like,
it was my
First fuck up, to be fair, guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right,
bless.
shall we crack on to ins and outs and then
Yes.
we'll get into the episode?
let's do that. Let's
All right.
focus.
Renee, me, always you.
Okay, so my in is the most favourite thing that I love about school holidays is we've got visitors at the moment.
Can you do a shout out because they're big fans?
Yeah, I really love these people. So Herman was our best man at our wedding. They live in Whangarei, so it's miles away. And his wife, Chanel, she is awesome. Sorry, do you like that, Footsies?
Would love it.
Cute guys.
And they have 4 children and they come down, they leave at 2 o'clock in the morning because it's such a massive drive and they just want the kids to be asleep while they're driving down. So it's Thursday today, they're here until Monday. We've got a friend fighting in a charity fight night, so they've come down to watch him. And our house is just like full of like
Joy.
joy. Like I just feed everyone, the kids are happy. Our kids love having visitors and they're just on their best behaviour. Like it's Thursday now, but the Monday to Wednesday I've just been like everyone's been at each other, there's been fights. I'm like, clean your room, don't put those clothes on the floor, they go in the washing machine, you know. And now that they all had showers before I left and all their clothes were in the washing machine and they put their towels away and
Good
they're on the
kitties.
best behaviour.
So this is triggering for me. Gina?
Like the full extroversion house full. I'm in two minds. I fully understand and respect the extroverted side of it, and I love that stuff too. And then there's also a part of me that's like, oh, how many
That's a
people in your
lot.
house? Yeah.
Nah, but we didn't finish work till a bit later and they arrived early and the kids were all off playing and Herm and I just sat in the lounge and just chatted about work and about life, and we're all in the same like situation at the moment. He's talking about doing more things at work and I was talking about my work and the kids and people, like our people in our community, and then Hui walks in and I'm like, sorry, I'm talking his head off. And I just I love it. I absolutely love it. You wake up and I feed them and they're all happy. So it is in
I
between.
think it's the feeding for me. because I love
that's
the company, but I choke at the meal time.
I feed them.
I
But
choke
I
at
think
the meal
I
time.
grew up in a family of 7, so
Yeah.
I actually find it easier to feed more people than less.
Yeah,
because
okay.
all the food gets eaten. Like we just had wraps tonight, and the kids just all made their own, and you just grate the cheese, and you have all the chicken, and everyone just folds their own wraps, and off they go.
Yeah.
And
What
I
time's
just,
breakfast tomorrow?
I know. Do you want to come? We're having bacon and
4
eggs.
more, please.
Renee's
I
having a
just think
sleep in.
it's less navigating through parenting. Like at the moment, I'm like stopping everyone from fighting and making sure that everyone's happy. But when we've got a house full of other children, they actually are just happy anyway.
Yeah,
And I'm
cool.
not having to like oversee that. And it's adult time, which I love as well.
Yeah.
So we can just sit around and chat, and it just fills my cup. I love
How
it so
lit up
much.
she is.
She
hey?
really is
She's
glowing.
radiating.
I love you guys. Anyone
Now
that
hit
wants
us
to
with your out. Balance it out already.
and then I guess earlier this week, my out is like, I hate yelling. I hate it. I feel
too.
immediately guilty as soon as I raise my voice, but I just go from 0 to 100 just like that. But, can you just empty the dishwasher? Oh, I did it last time. Just empty the dishwasher.
Yeah, that's so deep in my soul.
You know, like, and then I'm like, I've just asked you to do one thing. So we had a family meeting, just me and the 3 kids. And then I'm like,
Step
right,
Brothers.
family meeting, and they're like, oh, mum.
Or he's like, I'm working. Sorry.
I'm out.
I'm out.
He's
Sorry.
never home
Lit
for
the
the
fire,
family
I'm
meetings.
gone.
And he was out, and I was like, sit down. I was like, right, the rules are,
Who touched my drum kit first?
I was like, if I ask you to do a job and you moan, I'll give you one more. Are you all good?
She got done by the
lots of
Step
plot.
Brothers joke, eh?
Stepbrother reference for me. I'm just so there for it. He touched my drum kit first. He put his balls
Even
on
know
my
what you're
drum
talking
kit.
about.
I'm like, yes, Sam and the cheap seats. Oh, that's good. It's really good sauce, guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
Carry on.
good.
No, I've got it together now. Sorry.
Laughy waffy hit hard early tonight.
So they all sat down, and I stand up in the family meetings because I
Dominate.
have to dominate. And I'm like, if I ask you to do a job and you moan about it, I got this off my sister, my older sister, Hayley. She was like, if they moan about a job, give them another one.
Another one.
Hot tits.
Yeah, I was
I'm into
savage.
it.
Like, it's not like I'm like, get some wood in, empty the dishwasher, like don't chuck your clothes at the door, like put it in the washing machine. And I might be a bit more like, I like to have a tidy house. It is what it is. I accept that. I'm a bit of a, like I like to have that, and I just feel like I can train the kids to accept that.
Great.
So, and then they're just looking at me like, is it over yet? I'm like, okay, but do you all understand? And they were like, yes. And today they've been great, but we've had visitors, so.
Oh, I like it. I'm going to see that and raise my kids 4 jobs if they complain. They are not even old enough to quite get that yet, but
Job?
I'm
What
here
is
for
a
that.
job?
Like the mum that's like, I can't do everything all the time.
yeah, that's me sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
I get it. I'm not a yeller,
No, you are not.
but yeah, this is going to sound really annoying because I'm like, "No, I'm just so calm with my kids. But I actually like, did you guys like that?
Don't contradict me here. Don't make me sound like the biggest asshole.
No, you're not at all. Because I have moments
Such a
where I'm
bitch.
just like, I'm going to scream. But I also only have 2 kids, so I'm only navigating. And one of them is like,
An angel.
yeah. So I actually feel like, and I've talked to somebody else about this, but I feel like Poppy's life, like she's the main character in a Freddie Prinze Jr. movie.
Aww.
Like and that's how I want her
So
to
can
be.
come back like
Super
Freddie Prinze, like
innocent.
she's all that.
Hard. So I'm like,
So she's
be
the
nerd,
artist. Oh, yeah,
Be the
okay.
nerd. And then we'll give you a makeover because your auntie is Renee.
She doesn't need
We'll
a
give you a
makeover.
makeover for your like school ball, and you're gonna nail it. Like it's gonna be awesome, and everyone's gonna celebrate you, and it's gonna be so good. So I'm trying to raise nerds. Yeah, like, that's my theory in life.
I like that.
Yeah,
Sam,
so
you've always been like a little bit of a nerd, eh? Like in a good way. And you won.
Like a in like a 6'6" nerd way.
What?
Like a nerd that's always been 6'2".
Yeah, like a hot nerd.
Just like that. Yeah.
Like a
hot
bulky
gym
nerd.
nerd. Yeah. Yeah.
Hot gym nerd. Ugh, no such thing.
Marry me.
So is that your in?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. I wasn't trying to.
I feel like ins
got
and outs
there
normally take like 10 seconds and now we're like, well, all night. This
the whole
topic is
podcast.
ins and outs.
I'm done. So who's next?
Okay.
Okay. I have 2 outs. I'm Niggy this week. 2 outs this week. My first out is I'm back on round the cycle of the hormone shitty, grumpy, crappy,
We know.
like everything.
Yeah, so we know.
Shitty, grumpy, just not tolerating as much as I normally would. And the other out that I have is our washer dryer combo. Do you guys have
even
those?
this
Nah,
is
I'm not getting one.
Sam's
I've heard
out
that
too.
horrible.
Gosh, like if anyone's listening and you've got hot tips with washer dryers, we're sending it back because it's a piece of shit. You put that thing on dry for like, it'll go on for like 4 hours with hardly anything in it. And then it comes out and it's like wet and hot
Yeah.
and damp.
No,
Don't
you
buy
actually-
one.
Anyway,
You put it on a drying cycle. It comes out as wet as it was when it finished washing.
I went away
Oh,
for a few
that's
nights
niggly.
and
There's
Sam had
something
to get into it and now he's like,
I mean, I'll do
okay,
the
it's
occasional
time to
wash,
go.
but it used to actually dry the washing, and now it doesn't.
Sam's domain's the kitchen, mine's the laundry.
Clean the clothes.
And my in this week,
It's obviously me.
it's the sound of Sam
Chomping
eating
the
carrots. We had a really lovely trip away with my daughter and my sister and my niece
No,
and nephew.
this was your in last week.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Oh, we recorded yesterday.
Different.
My in this week is Sam.
Second choice, by the way. Second choice.
No, you shit. No, you are my in this week because you just keep
Ta-da.
on. You keep on going. You
just
keep on,
hold it down,
You keep
Sam.
working. You keep cooking. You keep going. There's lots of
Are we
tabs
gonna
open.
cry?
Lots of tabs open at the moment with lots of different projects, and it feels like it's overwhelming, I think, and it's school holidays, so we've got an extra one at home. And so, Sam's my in because he just keep fucking going. And he's
thanks, man.
going to sober drive me home tonight too. So,
I mean, thank God.
The camera would
about
say
that.
otherwise, but go on.
but no, you're just solid and I'm stoked.
Aw,
I
that's
appreciate
awesome.
you.
That's
Thank you.
good.
Can you save some carrot sticks for everybody else, please?
I need the carrot sticks.
All right, Kate, go. I'm over it. What are your ins and
I have
outs?
no idea what my ins and outs are. I think my
Mood is in.
oh, is my mood in?
Yeah, you're
I'm vibing. I feel like this is really. So as soon as we like did this podcast, right, and this started from literally like a chat me and Renee had, because we were like, we're really funny. When we were drunk one night, we got quite
But
drunk
not
at Renee's
funny
one night,
enough.
and we were like, man, we're just quite funny. Like we should do something. And then we rang Gina because we're like, well, she's really fucking clever. So we rang Gina and we were like,
Not funny, just clever.
no, I like that. Oh my God, that's not what I mean.
I'm stoked to be the clever one.
And we just wanted to nut out the idea with her. So it's been, I don't know how, nut,
said nut.
honestly.
Do you remember that night you choked on that nut in that cocktail?
Oh my God.
You choked on nuts?
I choked on
Vomited in the sink.
in front of like 6
We were
people.
like, Sam, go to the bathroom. And you're like, no, I don't think you understand. I'm not just vomiting. I choked on a
Choking.
nut. And we were like, I was like, yes, but you're vomiting into somebody's kitchen sink.
It was an almond.
It's an almond.
Almond.
Can
It
you
was
please
an
go?
almond.
Anyway, sorry.
They can be
Sorry.
pointy
Sidetrack.
little
It
bitches.
was straight into the
It's
back
going
of
to take
the
us
throat.
50 minutes to get through it. Sorry, I'll
Absolutely.
stop.
So we had this big chat. Like it's just been a real whirlwind of like recording and putting out things and like Instagram and like trying to navigate. We've been fully chasing our tail with this. So my in is like, we did it.
Yeah,
We're doing
cool.
it. Did it.
We are doing it.
We are doing it, and it's
Took the first step.
We did.
You took the first
we
step.
took the first step and we just gave it a good red hot crack. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is my in every week, along with like Bluey and what have you.
Johnny.
Actually,
Angry Birds.
thank you for bringing that up because I showed Frankie and she loves it. So,
Oh,
Louis.
yeah, like the new season.
oh yeah,
She's a
Bluey's
lover.
great. It's a great
I
call.
need to watch it. Do you have an out? Or that's your in, right?
Yeah, that's my in, but I feel like
Is that your fucking cat?
Told you. Cats,
Amelia!
No, cats are assholes. I'm not into it.
so. Also,
Don't do.
what is our constant what is our obsession with cats and their assholes?
I just don't like
So-
cats in general.
This is quite good. So Renee is like allergic to cats, but not in like an allergic way.
I don't get
She
allergic
just
reaction.
Doesn't like them at
They
all.
always come to me, and I'm like, fuck off.
They sense nice people, and Renee's like, I'm a fucking bad person. Go away. Wait, we have to finish your out.
Oh, my out is
Yeah.
actually going. It's going to be my laugh because this is something we joke about all the time. And you guys from now on, will notice how bad my laugh is. But I'm like, about everything.
You got
and I'm
nothing
like,
on me, mate.
I'm like the octo.
So sorry, but I'm going to have to stop you there because I love your laugh.
So do I.
This is like, I've been having so many conversations with people lately about things that they don't like about themselves. And I'm like, that's one of my favourite things about you. And your laugh is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I love
I
your
hate
laugh.
that. And I'm like,
Well, I just think it's like, it's at like octo level. So it's like you guys are like, and it's so like
Wait,
pretty.
I've literally got like the nickname Dr. Hibbert.
put my potato face in the middle and it's right.
All my friends call me Dr. Hibbert. They're like, I can't.
Listen to my laugh right now.
Like, what are you talking about?
This is very
Yes,
productive.
they're like, I can't wait for Dr. Hibbert to come out on the podcast. I'm like,
Are these female friends or male?
No, all of my male and female. It's been my nickname since I was like 19. Dr. Hibbert. Wow. Yeah, all those comments will be coming on through.
Oh, I just can't wait for this feedback. It's going to be really great. Good for the
Wowza.
soul. The other thing I wanted to say, which is an in, is that we actually haven't received any really niggy feedback yet.
Someone's going to do it just
I know, we're waiting for it. And we are fully prepared in our hearts for some like badass bitch to be like, you guys are horrible, you know?
Just
And
don't
to, like,
write it.
cut
Like,
us
if you
off
feel
at the
like
knees.
it, just don't listen.
people.
We've had a
So many
couple
other
of, like,
podcasts out there you could listen to, right?
Totally. Like,
Yeah.
if you ain't here, don't be here.
Yeah.
It's okay with us, you know, like move on.
Yeah.
But you don't need to like write
Tell
a
us.
wee message, you know?
Johnny,
I feel
Johnny
like-
from Sing's already said that.
Hey,
Johnny from Sing's already said that.
have I said that?
Take it off.
You
Take
said,
it off.
You said get out.
Yeah, get out. Get off the bus.
I'm too hot.
Gina, we've got 2 white t-shirts now.
You need
We
help.
get
You
it.
need
We're
help.
basic bitches. If that's the feedback, let's have it. All right.
So yeah, we've had some verging on niggy comments, but nothing that's really upset us yet. So I am thankful for that.
Yeah.
I think you sent one, you screenshotted one that we got and it wasn't too bad. And you're like, guys, look. And I was like, we were just leaving our friend's place, Amelia and Dom's.
Yeah, but you were like,
And I'd had a couple of wines and I
espresso
messaged
martinis
you and
deep.
I was like, I've had a couple of wines and I couldn't fucking care less.
Yeah.
And Renee was like, fuck that.
and I was
like,
literally in fetal on the couch, like, oh my God, you guys are like rocking. Like, she kind of sent negative feedback. And you guys fully pulled me out of it, which was great because I really needed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thankful that there's not any badass bitches that are.
But you can never please everyone.
No, and we're not for
we're not
everyone.
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
we're
only
not trying
please
to.
one man at a time.
At a time.
Depends who you ask.
What? What do you mean?
just
Anyway.
Right, moving on.
So I have seriously begged my husband to come on the podcast. We all know Bash. We all love Bash. And I really want to introduce all of our listeners to the heartiness of my husband.
Yeah.
He is due home from rugby training any second.
Yes.
So let's embarrass the fuck out of him.
No, poor Bash.
Renee, you are the biggest
I know.
advocate for
I know,
embarrassing Bash.
I know. But just
But
when it's
Bash's
you and
gonna
I.
listen to this and he needs to know that I hit his back.
Nah, like when it's just you and I, we can embarrass him. He's like, I'll go on the podcast if Hoy does, and that's never going to happen.
I wish I could say the same about Sam. I can't shut him up.
But Sam's a ledge. Love Sam. Okay, so let's actually delve into the real chat that we were coming on here to do, shall
You
we?
mean this wasn't real chat?
So, friends who no longer serve us. Hold on, let's go positive first. Things that are really cool about our friendships. So personally for me, the friendships I've got right now, I feel are like my bomb friendships, you know, because this is like the peak time in my life where I'm like, you know, battling with kids or like battling with anxieties around like who I am and all that sort of stuff. So the friends I have now are the friends who I feel like are solid AF, you know, like they're my people. So who are your, like, obviously your friend Lauren.
Yeah, she's a goodie.
Love Lauren.
Yeah, she's awesome. I feel like I can't name names right now because I'm going to forget
Valid.
people, and then I
Valid.
feel like that makes me like, woo. But I think for me, the friends that I have now, yeah, it's interesting. You go through life, and you know, you have your high school mates, and you have,
Work
you know,
mates,
uni mates,
yeah.
work mates, and like lots of people kind of come and go in and out of your
Yeah.
life, and definitely got some friends who have just the other ones. I think you talked before about how Hoy has his friend who, you know, I could just not see him for 10 years and not be very good at keeping in touch. I'm not very good at keeping in
No.
touch with people. But you know, the friends that you can catch up with, and it's like no time has
Yes.
passed, and
Yeah.
it's just the same immediately, and you're comfortable, and
Yeah.
it just feels good.
No judgment.
No
right?
judgment, just feels really good. So, yeah, I think I feel really happy. Yeah, where I'm at the moment too with
Yeah.
the friendships that I've got. I'm really stoked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely feel the same. It changes in so many different stages in your life. You know,
Absolutely.
like
100%.
I've got high school friends, and we don't see each other very often, and and that's okay. I actually have two really good friends, and we all had babies.
Is that us?
Hey,
What about Sam?
you can name us.
You're all my friends right now. But we all had, we were all
Al.
friends at high school. And then we actually all had babies around the same age. And we saw each other a lot because we were stay-at-home mums, and we were always hanging out, and we're like, let's go get coffee. And then what happened is that we all got back into the workforce. And then it was a bit awkward and weird. We were like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in a month. This is like not normal for us. You know, in our 20s, we partied every weekend together, you know, and then we had babies. So we just like hung out during the week. And then our kids grew up and went to school and we got jobs. We don't see each other very much anymore. You know, our kids go to different schools. We used to always have birthday parties, and we would all get together because we were all friends.
Yeah.
But now my kids want to have birthday parties with the kids that they go to school with, not the kids that are friends with my friends.
I hate it when you can't choose those people at the parties anymore. The kids are like, no, this one. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So when they're all little, it was like all our friends used to come and bring their kids, and they were like forced friendships, and they still get along. They see each other and they're like, hey, mace, you know. But now it's more like it's just the reality of life, and being okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, don't be... If you're okay with not seeing a friend for a month or two, but then you see each other and it's wonderful, great friendship.
Awesome. And there's no, I haven't heard from you, or
Yeah.
none of
Yeah.
that.
It's
no
not- it's
time
not
for that. No
because-
one has time for
No,
that.
and it's life, you know, like don't like hold grudges or feel like, anything that has to do with you, everyone's just genuinely really busy.
Yeah.
You know, so as long as you have that understanding with your friends, you know, we can all be friends still.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's totally.
You know, like it changes,
so
life
true.
changes, you know, like this weekend, which I said our friends are here for this fight night, we're catching up with friends that I don't see maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
If that, yeah.
that. And we see each other and we're like, hey, and
Yeah.
it's all still totally fine.
It's magic.
Yeah. So I just think if you all keep that understanding and don't feel niggy about it, then we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
I agree. And I've got friends too who are like so non-judgmental, particularly Bianca. We've given Bianca a shout out before. She's
We all love Bianca. She's amazing.
an amazing person. But I feel like I could say to Bianca, hey, I'm on meth now. And she would like come back and be like,
Okay.
no
Is
judgment.
that your secret?
No.
No exercise. Just slogan?
No. But like I could say anything to her and she'd be like, babe, awesome. Like I'm stoked you've tried that.
Now let's get you off.
But she would be like, how does your family feel about
Yeah.
that? Like, cool. That's cool for you.
That's- yeah.
And I'm always like, it doesn't matter what I do. She is the one who will always message me and be like, babe, wicked what you're doing, you know,
Yeah.
but I won't have heard from her for months and she wouldn't have heard from me for longer, you know.
Yeah.
But there's never judgment with her, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not a meth, PS. Like
Good
I'm
to
not
know.
into it.
Glad you confirmed that. It's funny you say that because her cousin, not Bianca's cousin Kane, her husband Kane is married to one of my like really good high school besties, Cerise. So Kane and I'm just trying to clarify that Bianca and Kane are not cousins and married. Jen. So Cerise and Kane are cousins, and I have that same relationship with
Yes.
her. And like we might not see each other for 2 or 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, we ran into each other. Sam booked a hotel for my birthday. We went out for dinner, and we ran into Tim and
you told me
Cerise,
about
and they
this.
were just like out for a night out, and it was
Yeah.
so random that we walked into each other and we went for a drink and we just caught up. And Cerise is the same. It's like there's no judgment.
No.
Like I think if I were on meth, she'd be like, "What the fuck? What are you doing,
none of
G?
us
Where's your mum?"
Be on meth, you know. Let's not be
sure.
on meth.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, as an extreme example,
Just one.
really extreme.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's nothing I could do that she wouldn't be like, awesome. But, you know.
Let me help you.
But this,
Yeah.
this like our podcast, by us being very vulnerable and putting ourselves out there, has people that I haven't heard from in ages have messaged and been fully pumped.
It's a connector.
It's like they're like, shot, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you to do that. Like that is like, go for it, you
Yeah.
know. And all these like positive feedback from people that I remember when I was like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still reach out. And I love those connections.
And it's funny because you had somebody say to you, but why podcast it?
Yeah.
And we were like,
Why
why
not?
not? Like, this is how everybody feels, you know, like, surely we're not the only ones. And we've honestly, the hundreds of messages that have come through have been like, oh my God, this is so good, you know, like, this is how I feel. And it's like validating everybody's feelings around this. Like, yeah, we're normal to feel like this. We don't really know what we're up to. We don't really know what direction we're heading in, but we're kind of happy and it's really, you know, life's good, but
It's also basically a social club.
it's
Yeah.
a full social club.
Well, Jen's on a Thursday morning. The encouragement from us is like a club, a cult. Yeah.
But just like, and surrounding yourself with good, positive people can literally change your life forever. Like
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Somebody that you're going to call and you hang up from that phone call and you're just like, oh, they made me feel so good.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just like a selfish thing, but somebody that's going to fill your cup.
Totally.
You know, and that in reverse, and you fill their cup, and
Yeah.
it is like a back and forward. That is a really good friendship.
Yeah.
I think as you get further down the track too, you kind of realise being kind is the best thing ever. You know, like I would never ring one of my friends and be like, yeah, I thought you were really shit at that. You know, like ever, because that's just like hideous, like I would always try and fill my friends' cups, like you're saying, like I would ring you every day and be like, babe, you were so good on the
She's a liar.
2, like whatever.
She just lies.
But are you going to be honest with me?
Yeah.
You're like, no, Renee, don't buy that top. It's hideous.
Well,
You got to be honest though.
there's
Yeah, I
honesty
think-
and
yeah.
there's honesty.
Yeah, and if you don't like something, like just don't comment on it.
Yeah.
Like just let that slide.
Just be a good bitch.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what it's all about,
Mm-hmm.
And if your friend is really into meth,
Stop
Be
going
there.
back there.
we need to
What
cut
is this
the meth chat.
obsession?
But like family is for honesty, like
Yes.
I'm a bit different and I'm very blessed and so lucky. I have 4 sisters to keep me in check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have that honesty and they're just like, ooh, and then you like get a bit shitty about it and you're like, I'm really gutted you said that. But the next day I'm like, I still love you. Because you have to, like we're not all going to be the same and we're not all going to be for everybody,
I think it's probably, and going into the negative side of it, it's probably those friends that you've had for a long time and it's like, I've been friends with them for ages though, but they're making you feel like shit. Those are the friendships that you need to just tip a bit of water on, simmer down, cool off.
Yeah.
Because it's not serving you well anymore. So you just need to, and in your heart when it's like not giving you goodness,
Yeah.
If you come back from seeing them and you feel real neggy,
Yeah.
if you, it's all of that stuff. If you have a phone call with them and you get off and you think, they didn't even ask about me,
Yeah.
that's not serving you. So
Agreed. Can I be a little bit like
hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do it.
So like I do think too that there's friends, actually humans in general, that go through really hard things and then sometimes you have to be that solid, for that person to get them through that hardship.
Yep.
And you just stick with them no matter what, like you kind of hold on and be like, I've got you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the anchor right now and I've got you through this hard time. And then hopefully that happens in reverse if you ever have a hard time and they are that person for you as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
So like life happens and it can't be good all the time.
Yeah.
So you have to have that equal like balance where you've got them at one stage and then they've got you at the other.
Much like a relationship,
It
right?
depends
Totally.
if it's a reoccurring factor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the thing.
Like,
Yeah.
like reoccurring, like
Yeah.
every time.
Like I definitely have had an instance in my life where I would come back from catching up with like a friend and Sam would just be like, man, every time you come back, you're just down. And normally I would go and catch up with friends and just be really energized, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, like I definitely agree with you. And I think when you have friends who you really need to be there for, and you have to be that solid anchor, you know when those are the people that you need to be there for. And I think sometimes when you're always that person who's always there, but
Yes,
then when you
tiresome.
need that person and they're
And I think
nowhere,
that's the thing. Like you can be there for 3 hours on the phone with somebody, helping them through their shit. But if at the end of that they don't say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, how are you?"
Yeah. It
Then
doesn't come
it's-
back.
It's not the right person.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I fully understand that. Yeah, and so
but
much
I
truth to that.
100% agree with you on that. Like, be there when your friend's in need. Help those people through those times. But yeah, if it's not something that they're even thinking about, like, actually, I didn't even ask about you, or like, how's things with you?
yeah,
And it kind of goes back a little bit to our trauma episode and valuing what is hard in your life at that time compared to what's hard in their life at that time, because they might be going through some really shitty stuff and you support them through that, but are you good? We're having a really serious chat here.
I guess we'll get a taxi home.
And like holding value.
All right, Octo.
Doctor.
So continue.
But holding value for each what's going on in your life to like, I have a shitty day, but I know it's not as hard as what you've gone through, but it's still hard,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And just being aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like there's this book, I haven't read it, but my brother-in-law
what a mum line.
book.
There's
I ain't
this
read
book.
it.
I haven't read it because I don't have time.
I ain't fucking read it. I heard about it.
what is it? How to fuck, now I'm not even going to remember the name of it. Like how to influence people and make them like you. What
Make
is it?
friends. Make
Yeah.
friends and influence or something like that.
Yeah.
My brother's read that.
And it's about, Kate, you literally are this book in a person. Because I find it hard to always turn around because you're always like, tell me about your day. What's happening with you? Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
And you always make it about me. But then to turn around and be like, but how is your day going? Say my piece, but then go back and always make sure that you ask somebody else how they are too.
Well, she's obviously read the book.
I am the book.
She was born that
I'm
way.
going to read the book. I want to learn more.
I want to know who I am.
I just have to watch Bluey and read this one book and I'll understand Kate.
Life is good for you.
But it's
Angry
about,
Birds Johnny. Got it.
It's about like not just talking about yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Asking somebody how they are.
And I think that's a real thing too. I had this conversation with Bianca as well, and she was like, the people I find like the hardest work are the people who are like, you'll be having a yarn and they'll be like, I had that situation, and then they like bring it all back to them all the time.
Yes. Yep.
Ah.
And that is
Narcissism.
hard. That is a drain.
Yeah.
That's sorry. What'd you say, Sam?
Like narcissism.
Yeah, it is. It's like
Oh, this
it's just
conversation was about me.
attention back all the time, and I find that really draining because like I don't like talking about myself, and I love hearing about other people's stuff, and I love like nutting it out with them, nutting.
He's going to put a big nut sign.
Yes. He's going to put nuts.
Big old nut bag on my
The tea bag.
Oh, God.
But yeah, those types of people can be really draining on you too, and especially like we've talked a lot about like mum life and how hard it can feel at times if you have a tough day and then you're like, I just need to ring my friend and like, or have a catch up with a friend,
That's what
and
we
then
do.
that person pulls
Yes.
and drains.
Makes you
it's
laugh.
not good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Pull strains makes you laugh.
Pull drains.
Balance.
It's bad.
I thought you meant the friendship that you have, and then one of you's having a
that's-
bad
yeah,
day,
no, we
and then
have
you
Do
can
I
lift
drain
each
you?
other.
Never.
Lift each other up.
And like how you say, I feel energized by like going and hanging out and being like, yeah, woo. I feel energized by being like, I helped that person through that thing,
Yeah.
So that's my,
And you are good at that, because we've had an instance, and it was one of my, not my first experience with you as the pretend stripper on the photo shoot at R&Co, but it was the next one that there was a like a meeting, and I was just in full doubt mode. I just had my son, and I was like, oh, this is way out of my depth. This project's way out of my depth. And like you fully were just like, nah, stop being a dick. Like, you can fucking do this. And like you fully did that. And I walked away, and I remember telling my mum about that.
You could fucking do it.
But I remember telling my mum about that. And then when I was talking about the podcast, she was like, oh, is that the cake that hyped you up that day? And I
But
was
you
like,
needed
yeah.
a hype.
I know, but she is that
You
that
need
gal.
everyone
Like, you
needs
are
that
gal. Yeah.
And I think too, it makes me think more about, because sometimes you can get a bit on the like, woe me. Or I definitely can too. We can
same,
all do
yeah.
that, but also making sure that you are being a good friend
Yeah.
too. You
Yeah.
can talk about your worries, but making sure that your friend is also okay.
Yeah.
So you can talk about everything shitty that's happening with you, but always go back and being like, how was your day?
Yeah.
What's
Same
you know,
goes for
like
relationship there.
Absolutely.
totally.
For relationships.
You're really good at that, Gina. You come in, you're like, oh my God, Rara. And you're like, how was your week?
Yeah, tell me about your week. Tell me it
you
was
do
better
do
than
that.
mine, so I can be happy for you. No,
But
it's not.
and it can be a real conscious thing with your partner. Like, I know with Bash, because I don't really 100% understand his job and what he does, even though he's like so good at it.
CIA. Cameras
He's actually
everywhere.
a secret agent. He is Mr. Smith. But
Men in Black.
no, but he,
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you Angelina or Jennifer? Fuck, Jennifer. I'm just the old school, you know.
But yeah, I often I'll say, "Oh, how was your day?" And it's a real conscious effort for me. I'm like, okay, I need to sit and listen to, because he doesn't share a heap. So the stuff he does share, I'm like, right, I'm here for that. You know, I really make sure I listen.
Yeah, there's
to
a
that
difference
stuff
And you
between
still don't
celebrating
know.
and hearing.
successes
And you still don't know what he does.
oh, well, I do, but I just
Maybe Bash should share more.
Hey Bash.
Yeah, is he hiding?
He's like, no, he
Bash,
is hiding.
I know you're hiding. Bash has been at rugby training, so and he was like, I will never be on the podcast. So, hey Bash.
Yeah.
Can you come here? Hey? Interrupt.
You
the
can
flow.
interrupt our flow.
He's got a deep voice.
Don't take it off, man.
It's like,
Get in here. Come on.
It's not happening.
Why don't you pull up a chair next to
Yeah,
producer
I have
Sam?
a Sam. I have a chair for you next to Sam. There's platter.
Welcome to the snack table.
Enjoy the show.
So guys, Bash has just arrived home from rugby training. He's been hiding in the bedroom for a good 15. But he's here with producer Sam, so he is currently chewing on a carrot stick.
You may or may not know that he's on camera over there. But
Oh, where is it? Where is it? No.
They're all through the house.
just putting cameras up.
I
all
watch
through
you
the
shower.
Did you shower with him yet after Monday?
No. But that's a really cool thing.
You
I've
need a
told
big
lots of
shower
people
head,
about
though,
that.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
shower with your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise
one
you just
come from
gotta
the
share.
top, couple of jets from the side.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. You should have got a boy.
Did no one else get that but the three girls?
I didn't get that at all.
You're like, what? What's the jets from the side?
Well, no, we stayed at an Airbnb that had jets from the side.
They're great.
Not even kidding.
Sam.
Not even kidding.
Are we going to go into that?
There.
Okay.
Oh, please.
I think going back to what you said, yeah, there's a big difference between like really listening to someone or like hearing them and then actually listening to them.
Yeah.
Like to respond,
Yeah.
to come back with your story of what you've got, right?
Yes,
Whereas
absolutely.
actually to engage with someone and listen to what they're saying is quite a skill, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a
Ditching
effort, eh? So, God, guys, stop vibing.
Voice is so deep. He's like,
Hi, I'm here.
So, that's fine.
But I think this comes down to like, I'm not getting too much on like why I love Kate so much, but like,
This is really
Babe,
cute,
cool it. That's what you said to me.
but like, you know, the whole thought of like when you were going through the biggest trauma of your life and you were like in a mind fuck and you went home and packed hairdressing scissors just in case you could cut somebody's hair.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that
quite
is
messed up though.
well, I mean, it is, but it's also your personality because you're like, okay, I'm having this really horrible experience, but how could I help someone through this?
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
nurses might need a haircut. Like, who thinks like that?
And also, I remember going in the car with Dad to Waikato, and it's it's like 3.5 hours in the car, and Dad was in a absolute panic because he'd been told like if she bleeds out, like push hair on her stomach and like all this sort of stuff. And I was just trying to be like, Dad, are you all good? Like, man, that must have been hectic for you. And Dad was like, yeah, okay, close your eyes and
Don't
Have a
sleep.
little
maybe
nap.
have a nap. And he was fully
Deflection.
like, but I was also like, how's he going to know if I'm bleeding out? But anyway, it was like, I think that's just, it's sort of like what gives me energy is like having a yarn and helping someone out
You're
and
a
being like,
helper.
I helped her through that, or
But also like going out of your comfort zone. Like Kate and I have obviously been friends for ages, and then we like approached Gina about this, but then this friendship is going to go on forever. You know, like,
Yeah.
so like going out of your comfort zone, even you see someone like you saw me in my PE Nation shoes, you're like, I'm going to be friends with her.
Yeah.
Go and say hi. Don't
Yeah.
be a geek and be like, do you want to be my friend? Like, go and put yourself
Yeah.
out there. If you feel like you need another good person in your life, just go and say hi.
but be the real you.
Yes.
Like, go and say, God, did you see the latest Kardashians? You know,
No one you like
Nobody,
to admit it.
no.
I secretly like the Kardashians, but I don't like to be put it out there that I watch it on the daily.
so I have no shame about loving the Kardashians. I just think they're like an amazing empire. I think they're really cool. I have no desire to be them, but I think they're cool.
It's like a nice tap out and watch.
Hard.
Because we had this conversation. So we were watching the Kardashians the other day, and
Bash, I honestly was doing housework as well.
she wasn't.
He doesn't care.
I know he doesn't. He's like, shut up.
I don't keep you on a leash.
But it started the conversation because Courtney is mad at Kim at the moment.
we were quite opposite on this.
These guys are
But it's serious. So she's because she took some idea from her wedding and what's the brand?
Dolce &
Dolce & Gabbana. And Kate was like, would you really care? Would you really care? If you went and did something awesome, I'd be so happy for you. And I was like, I'd care a little bit. And she was like, would you? And
I was like, you're the Courtney and I'm the Kim.
she was like, I hate Courtney. And I was like, I like Courtney a little bit. I was like, I get where she's coming from. She's like, nope. Kim has every right to do that.
I have no fucking idea
I
what you're
know,
talking
and I'm thankful that you
Okay,
don't.
cool.
Because you've had more success in your day than
No,
I have.
right. I've just changed more shitty diapers, nappies, and that's all good.
I don't know. I just always think celebrate your people, you know.
Yeah.
And it comes back to that, just being kind and making an effort, all of that sort of stuff.
All right, Jacinda.
Oh, we're going to go there?
We are not bringing politics into this podcast as much as your
My
dad wants
My
us
dad was
to.
like, so are we going to start bringing some controversy into this podcast? Should we talk about the rate increase or should we talk about politics? I'm like, Dad, no.
Dad, politics. Sam's like, yeah. 6 beers, and he's like, let me on, Gina, you're out.
So good, Renee's
Moving
dad.
on, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry I brought it up.
Renee's dad hit me up at the rugby and was like, you should talk about farmers, you know, and I was like, maybe.
I'm glad that he thinks we have such a big platform. That would be
I
key.
said to him, we need to get you on the podcast.
No,
'cause
we
it's
don't. Yeah, no.
That would be great.
I mean, yeah, but not
I
really.
feel like all of our dads in a
Oh,
yard.
wow. Wow.
We could talk about it lightly with a couple of gins and have light conversation, but if he starts talking about politics, we'd be here all night.
I know, that's the trouble. They care so
He
much.
does, and I kind of
Could
get
do a
it
dad
now.
date where they could
sense.
go and have a date, and we could do a podcast.
Yeah.
Play golf.
Do it at the kids. Look after the kids.
I think it's just not, this sounds really silly, but it's not super, influential to us in our daily busy life, right? It is for you
Yeah.
because you own a small business, and it is for you.
Yeah,
For
big
me,
time,
I'm just
yeah.
I can't control it. I'm not going to worry about it.
You've got
But
to
I
vote,
think-
Kate. We've talked about this.
I know, and
Just
I
have
do
to
vote, but
You vote. You vote for
and I don't
Bash's
worry
vote.
about it. Yeah, Bash is like,
Bash is
you're
sitting there on his
voting
Xbox,
blue.
He's like, right,
100%.
this chat.
Got it.
We have some more food.
I have voted once.
That was me though. I was really.
Bash, don't be the hit on the podcast, day one. So, guys, I think we've kind of covered that,
Yeah.
the way you should be treated to feel like a valuable friend, the
But
way you
also
should be a valuable friend to others.
And think about how you are as a friend too.
Yes.
Because I check myself all the time.
Yeah.
How I'm a friend, how I'm a boss, how I'm a sister, how I'm a daughter. I always
Yeah.
double check in with myself
Yeah.
to make sure that I am making other people feel good
Filling their cups.
and filling their cup.
Yeah.
As well as vice versa. If
Yeah.
you've got the energy to do that, put it out there.
do that. Be
Yeah.
that person.
Yeah.
Be the good, kind person.
And I like the way that you also are checking yourself on what kind of mum you are. Because you're like, family meeting. You guys don't do shit around here. And
My
things
poor
are going to change.
My poor
Like that. Nah, they're cool.
No, they're
They
going to be
respect you.
bosses.
Yeah,
it's
and
awesome.
there's just those times where you've got to lose your shit for them to be like, okay, mum's serious. Because they just listen
We'll
to
teach
Dad.
you.
Yeah, thank you. I don't
Your
need
kids don't need to be pulled into
No,
check,
and that's
to
the
be
thing
fair.
I always say, do you want me to lose my shit? And they're like, No.
Yeah, but you're not going to though.
We've never seen that
Yeah,
before,
we've never
Mum.
seen it. We don't
We
wanna
can't
see it.
reveal this mask of yours.
But yeah,
What will happen?
what will happen?
No, you would never.
I know, but that's all right.
Can we also talk about how Bash had 5 kids yesterday?
Oh yes.
And you
That
took
guy.
that photo of him?
Yeah,
crossing
I
the
think we
street.
should share
5
that.
kids with a little
all
chain.
holding hands, gumboots.
I'll put it on the screen.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I was like, right, it's school holidays. We need to come and record. And Bash is like, it's not a drama. We're all
Take
good.
the day off.
I'll take the day off. He held it down for us. Thanks, Bash.
And he also got home from that and didn't even bitch. He was like, no, they were sweet. He was like, no.
Because you've kind of got
I'll give you my 2 next time as well.
you've kind of got like kids, and then you've got like extra kids, and then you've got the Bashers who are just like so well behaved and chill. So I'm like always quite conscious of like Bash coming to our house, and I'm just like, be good, be good kids. It's Bash today.
I reckon, eh?
Mace is like the best kid in the world.
He is, and the thing is too that they really love Bash. So when he turns up, they're all like, Bash is here.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how Kate feels when he gets home from work.
I know it is. I'm like, yes, I respect him. I love that guy. Anyway, God, we've done enough tonight. Love you, Bash.
I
Love
think
you,
we need like
girls.
a big photo of Bash to like pop up, and everyone like, oh, we get it. That hot guy.
That guy.
He's like, it's not happening.
So anyway,
I
thanks,
think that was
guys.
good. Yeah, cool. Good chat,
Cheers.
guys. Cheers to that. Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Jen.
boys.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
I'm all out.
Sam, how was that?
I don't wanna speak, talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease.